So you're very welcome to my video for this week. Father James here with you, and this week I've called it "What is Lent really all about?" And for this video I've come right up here to a beautiful part of West Cork. I'm here in Bantry, overlooking Bantry Bay here, and as you can see, spectacular views. But the other reason I've come up to this hill here is that there's lots of trees, and these trees are very symbolic of the journey that we're undertaking through Lent. So at the moment all the trees are actually very bare and still, we'll say, in the winter mood. But in a few weeks time now, these trees that are bare are going to push forth lovely buds and shoots, and then these will unfold into leaves, usually around the time of Easter. And that's so symbolic of the journey of Lent. So at the start of Lent we begin the journey in winter really, and we look at some part of our lives that needs attention. And basically we just allow light and love and God's blessings, prayer, time for quiet reflection, maybe reading, spiritual reading, whatever works for you, or just getting out in nature, or maybe just doing something gentle and positive. But what we're doing is that part of our life that feels like winter, over time it will gently move into spring. And it doesn't happen over a day or two, it takes the journey of Lent, which is 6 weeks. So the most important thing is that we don't do something sensational or spectacular, because that's very hard to do or very hard to sustain over time. But the most important thing is to do the small things and to do them really, really well. So for the next part of the video now, I'm just going to take you up closer to one of the trees just to explain the next part, to help me to explain what Lent is really all about. So I'm next to this big massive tree here, and trees are so important today as we well know, and they soak up all the carbon dioxide. But if I was to look inside this tree, you'd see all the grains of wood. And I've brought with me here today a board that was cut from a different tree. And the way the grains run through the tree and this particular board of timber that I have here are most interesting. I'll just bring it up now a little bit closer to the camera. So I have here now a close-up of the inside of a tree, and this obviously was the way the tree was growing upwards. Clearly here you can see a knot, and you can see the grains coming up here. But once they hit the knot, the tree didn't decide to give up or to stop growing. It decided that it was going to bypass the knot, and you can see here how they have literally all turned around the knot and avoided the knot, and then you can see up here they've just straightened up again, and the tree continued to grow upwards. And the knot here is very symbolic of those parts of our lives that feel like winter. And sometimes, you know, those knots can be very difficult and very challenging. But the invitation of Lent is not to give up, and it's allowing ourselves to bypass the knot. And obviously we can't do it in 1 or 2 days, and that's why the journey of Lent gives us lots of opportunities to look at those knots and just to literally bypass them, go around them, let them not become obstacles but opportunities. I just invite you gently on your journey of through Lent to look at one knot or maybe a few knots, but most importantly to know that there's always a way around the knot.